Howdy, folks. We are here at my inbox, where Dijon du Jour sent me a bunch of dress-up games for quote-unquote plus-size women, and we're going to take a look at those today, and with me is Asterisk.
Hello.
So let's start with every girl's plus size.
So this is the future of every girl? Is that what it's trying to say?
Every girl owns this plus size.
This game?
I guess?
This figure? What is this trying to tell me? Wow, that looks awful.
So there are not that many plus-size dress-up games, and as you can see by this game, if you are not familiar with the term plus-size when applied to women's fashion, it actually just means, like, a normal-looking person.
Yeah. And
it's, like, not what I think anyone would really think of when you use the term plus-size outside of fashion stuff. And so this is, your standard, not very good sprite dress-up game.
Devious vacuum, what are you doing?
That's where the belt goes.
That is where the belt goes. I have always, the industry standard terms for, like, plus size or, like, big and tall for men's, they're pretty messed up, like the standards by which they apply those terms eventually.
Yeah, it makes you feel like, oh well, just this. I mean, you look at this girl and really like plus size models in real life, and you look at them and you're like, that's plus size? Oh god, it makes everybody feel bad about themselves. But also this one, it's pretty decent. It's on the same level as the other dress-up games anyway. It's not super offensive. There are clothing choices that are flattering and pretty, which we'll see, and is an actual problem in real life, is that plus-size women often don't have as many flattering options, because stuff is not made up into their size, or fashion designers think, oh well, you should just be wearing like a bag basically, because who cares about you?
Yeah.
And it's a whole problem in real life. You can also give a makeover. And then I found out that in all of all these games, hey look, it's black hair. So I decided, well, this girl's gonna be black now, but first I gotta show off all the options here.
Whoa, how did you pull that dress out of thin air?
I don't know.
Are you too a fashion witch?
I think I am. We have to be careful not to summon clothing items from the wrong layer of sprites.
It's funny that it just applies like a whole new layer over the old one that is still interactable in some ways.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
Programming. Good job, guys.
I feel like you gotta really try to have that level of bad. I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, we can hope that it's because of an effort and not just laziness, but I have a feeling it's just laziness. One of those options looks like she just doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah. Well, it resets to no lipstick, which is kind of strange, because you really, like, it just, there's nothing there, which is not how lips work, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the very least this is pretty inoffensive in terms of, like, actual things you can do, but, like, sort of the normalization of, the quote-unquote plus-size standard being what it is here, where it's more or less like an average body shape for normal people, or like, not normal, but like, sort of the general average of, like, I don't know. Is there anything I can say here that won't make me sound like a fucked up individual? I don't think so. I'll just stop.
I think the average size in America is like a size 12 or something for women. But anyway, so that was the highlight, and we're just going downhill from here.
Nice.
So as we continue down the slope, this isn't so bad, but again, it's, you know,
What's with this music?
it's I don't know. It's another great girl games hit. These outfits are, not all of them are super flattering, but they're not that out there compared to the rest of the garbage that are in other girl games. But what I particularly like about this one is the skinny bitches in the background, like looking at our girl like, oh, she thinks she's so cool.
Is this a true to life experience? I, not being a woman, don't know.
I don't know because I've only ever been a skinny bitch.
Oh.
So I know.
Have you
it's a
ever
great shame.
gotten on
It's
the
because I have to
runway?
stab myself with a needle every time I eat. But no, I've never walked the runway, which is one of my great regrets. I
not
hope
too late.
sometime in my life I have the chance to work a runway. I think I could do it. I'm just really
Work
short.
it over, like, gets lunch money.
Yes,
Sort of
exactly.
the truth about Devious Vacuum.
Well, I am an internet bully, as you know.
I did not know that. Please enlighten me.
I am an internet bully, but only to Asterisk.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I did know that. I thought you just meant in general. I bully people on the internet. No,
Well,
you just
I am a
mean
misandrist,
I have
so-
experienced bullying at the hands of Devious Vacuum. This, for example, is a perfect example of cyberbullying, making me watch these girl games. But
Yep. It's okay. You can handle it. I don't know if anyone can handle this, though.
there.
First of all, what?
What? Yeah. What is with these? What is with this art?
The art's really. Look at this top. It doesn't make any sense. It's
Yeah,
like
nothing about this makes no sense.
the like level of shininess and like sparkliness reminds me of like high level items in an MMO.
This is sort of like the thing that she's wearing now is sort of like the bag aesthetic you were mentioning. It's like a garbage bag basically. It's shiny. It's
Yeah.
brown.
Their
Whoa.
skirts like that.
That's. It sort of
thing
looks
was
like
happening.
a hat brim, like a very ostentatious pirate hat brim, but on the waist.
I was looking for, you know, I was
Skirts, I think they call
hoping
them.
more would happen with that skirt, but not so much. And there's this. I don't know.
What the hell is that?
So the
It's like some sort of
again,
crazy
we're
romper.
not super sure if this is just low quality art or like the options themselves are just like they want to make them not as sexy because we're dealing with a plus size model. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
But look at that.
that's an interesting point. I guess we'll see. But do you think that's sort of the general portrayal is like to make them like sort of unsexy or like more
Well-
chaste or something like that?
This is kawaii chubby girl dress up. This is from Renmaru games. And this isn't bad. I mean, it's got that kawaii aesthetic. I don't understand why the chubby part is also included, but if you want to see like bad fashion choices for plus size women, then just wait till the next game after this one. But this one, I chose the, I guess, Asian skin tone, and then tried to pick some eyes that weren't racist, and I failed. All the eyes were really small and racist looking. So she's just happy. She's just making a happy face at us, and you know, she's at least in this one I think is the most like they like if you look at her body and like her stomach, it might actually kind of like look like she could be plus size, but she really doesn't. It's not so out there. It's just, the only reason I think a lot of these look plus size, extra plus size is because they're not. Is because the comparison is these really like too skinny drawings that are like not anatomically correct.
So I'm curious. Obviously, we're not at the end of the episode. Maybe I should keep the question for the end of the episode. But I was just going to ask if you thought there was either both a strong element and like a subtle element, because some of the games don't seem that bad, of like shaming involved with some of these games.
I think it's more implicit than other messages that we've seen from girl games, in that it's sort of there's these games, like there's not very many of them. There's not a lot to pick from. Is sort of implicitly saying like, oh well, we don't really care that much about plus size. I mean, there's fewer plus size games than there are like every individual racist game. Yeah. You know, there's more of those than there are plus size dress up. Yeah. And I mean, never mind the whole idea of having to differentiate and not just having different body types available in all dress up games, but let's not ask for too much from girl games. The very act of segregating them is like bad enough, because it's sort of sets up the ideal of like, you know, well, the ideal of the ideal and then the other. But before we touch on that anymore, I want to ask, is that like a little alien that's just gotten back from a shopping trip on her sweater? It's a My Little Pony.
Oh, okay. I was happier thinking it was a little tiny alien that had just gotten back from the intergalactic shopping spree.
Nope. I'm sorry.
Bipedal.
No, it's got
It's holding shopping
it's got
bag.
4 legs and 2 of them are holding shopping bags.
It doesn't have like a snout.
Well,
whatever.
My Little Ponies don't have really horse snouts anymore. I
don't know. I've never really seen the new show.
It's totally a pony, though. I mean,
All right.
look at it.
I believe you.
It's a pony.
I brought this up. This is a mistake. Ponies are always a mistake.
Oh, and then we start getting into some offensive stuff with all of the options of like stuff she can be carrying is food. You'll notice that is not something that happens in any other girl game.
Yeah.
Maybe a piece of candy is an option, but it's not that they are all food. And also, all of the food is junk food. This is a common theme in all this girl game, this plus-size girl game, and all the subsequent ones we're going to be looking at, where all the accessories are food-themed. Get it? Because they're fat. Also, constipated cloud balloon. So yeah, that's how you know, really. That's really the only way that it's differentiated, in that it's specifically plus size, is sort of the clothes choices, but it's hard to tell because all girl game clothes choices are shitty. But they're maybe a little less sexy. And also all of the accessories are food themed. So I tried not to pick any food themed accessories in this. So I got like a mushroom, a happy face mushroom. It's not, well, I guess a mushroom is also food.
Yeah, no. Most mushrooms in the world are out to kill you. So this has sort of come up in other videos, but like whose decision do you think that was to give like the food theme for this?
Well, in this case, Rinmaru is like a girl, a person who's out there making all these dress-up games. So I think for her, it might be sort of, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, because it also says like kawaii, chubby anime girl. So like that's a specific type of anime girl that she finds cute. And there's sort of an objectification and like a learned bias that if you're gonna have anything with fat people in it, well, it better be about food, because, you know, fat people, they just can't stop eating, that's why they're fat. Why don't they just stop eating, then they'll lose weight? Oh yeah. If only life was that easy.
Also, why did that dog look so scared?
Because he's in a dress-up game.
Please rewind the video for those of you watching at home and drink in the sight of that dog sort of prowling behind her, like he too has seen something he wants to consume.
So the next game is pop star dress up game. Adele dress up. First of all, I should say,
isn't, like, going into like really questionable offensive territory.
First of all, I should say that a friend of mine is a drag queen who specifically does a performance as Adele in all of his shows. His drag persona's name is Roxy C. Moorcox, and Roxy does a performance as Adele, and she looks more like Adele than this does. So that right there is where we're going with this, and I guess Adele has sort of been one of those celebrities that all the magazines point to when they talk about like plus size fashion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this body attached to this woman's face is very confusing to me.
Yeah.
And also, all of the stuff, like, phasing in like that is really strange. Like, I don't know why we need to see her underwear so often.
Maybe this is just someone really impressed with, like, PowerPoint transitions. They decided that they put them in their game. Or maybe this is the future. Maybe she's got some sort of, like, hologram technology that's just, apparating all of these outfits onto her.
Yes. That's how the 1% dress. So now we're at 123 Peppy, secretly, for Fat Beauty, which is getting pretty far down there.
Why is she positioned like that? What's going on?
I don't know.
Is she like...
She's having a party for one.
Is this a chessboard in the middle of a snowy field?
I think she's inside a snow globe, or outside a snow globe, but there's like a giant snow globe behind her.
Who would build a giant snow globe? That's insidious. That's like a wizard sort of thing to do, to trap an entire section of the world under a dome where it's constantly snowing.
Maybe she just made it out in time, so she's like doing a celebratory dance in her warm weather clothes.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, apparently the outside world is just some sort of 13th floor-esque, this texture missing, plane. How this is... My mind is a little boggled right now, I'm sorry.
That's okay, that's natural. Also, all the hairstyles are bad. The one with the hairband isn't that bad, so I picked that.
Let's be
all
fair.
of the accessories are literally her holding, like, sweets and wine and mixed drinks and food. It's all food. And there's nothing around her but food. There's no other people, just food.
So, I really think... So, okay. For the sorts of...
Wait, what's the other background? Oh, a kitchen!
Oh my gosh,
it's offensive on multiple levels!
Wow.
Also, look how tiny the chairs are!
Yeah. This... probably completely unintentional, just terrible art, but, like, that's pushing a really, sort of subtle, terrible message, just having...
So this is the last game that Dijon du Jour sent me, and it's probably the most offensive, but it didn't work. I couldn't get it to work. So I found another one called Fat Girl Spring.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, you're a Japan expert. Please explain to me what this anime means. What could it have been a mistranslation of something that makes more sense?
I can't even tell you, I'm sorry.
It's okay, because the answer is probably no.
I really worry about sort of... So first of all, the target demographic for these, like, plus-size games. I mean, are they supposed to be targeting, like, so-called, like, plus-size young girls?
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, with the addition of the food as the accessory, like, what sort of an idea is that giving people playing these games, like, that are maybe trying to identify in that's the reason they're playing this dress-up game, like, to think I guess what I should just do is always have food around me. And the addition of just that message, like, I don't know, it's really towing a line for me. Like, it may even just be totally over in most cases.
It's pretty much the worst. It's pretty much telling kids you're fat, you're associated with food, eat some more food, fatty.
It's like you're a lost cause, and like even that there is such a thing as a lost cause for that sort of thing. Like, I mean, there isn't any reason to shame people for that sort of thing, but there isn't any reason to reinforce like the negative stereotypes against people, you know, people that are overweight or anything like that. Girl games.
Girl games!